I let you in on a secret. And all the little pieces.
Hey everybody, welcome to Music Makers, our show all about original music and the artists that make that original music. My name is Deb Reimer and I'm here with my host AJ Papp. And we have a fantastic show for you today. We have a very special guest. I understand with the encouragement of Gord Downey, you decided to embark on your musical career and you started your life quest to unite people in music and became a composer, a singer, a songwriter, guitarist, ANNEDA. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you. You're welcome.
The tidal wave came, it scoured the shore, overturned all the stones on the ocean floor. Our lives were buried beneath the sand, lost between the high tide and the land. The water was thick with blood and bones, and the smashed up bits of broken homes. The bodies were bruised and pulled to sea. At least that's how I felt when you left me. When the tidal wave climbed and blocked the sky, I knew we were all gonna die. And as the icy waters began to rise, I know that we're running out of time. And as the darkness closed around my chest, and I drifted down to my final rest, the water was thick and pulled to sea, but I'm finally safe and out of reach. When the tidal wave climbed to block the sky, I knew we were all gonna die. And as the icy waters began to rise, I know we're running out of time.
Well, that was just an incredible song. I'm just
you.
blown away.
Thank you.
Thank you for performing for us. I understand that you've traveled around Canada quite a little bit and you've settled here in the greater Victoria area, and I'm just wondering, what was the impetus for that?
Actually, I went to school for jazz
and it was a 3-year program in Hamilton, Ontario. I was born in Toronto, and then traveled a lot, moved around a lot as a child, and then then I went to school for jazz, and after that I was like, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. And I had 2 friends who moved out here, and so I just kind of took a chance, and I packed my 2 suitcases, and I only knew 2 people, and I just came out here on a whim, and here I am, still 18 years later in Victoria. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, happy that you've moved here.
Me too. It's a beautiful place, and don't tell anybody though.
No.
We want to keep it a secret.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll keep it on the down low.
I know you recently had a really wonderful experience in that you got to open for Serena Ryder.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us a little bit about, how did that happen? What was it like?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was very exciting, and it was a beautiful opportunity, and I'm very grateful for it. I've been around for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time, and I have a new album coming out. So I actually, as you know, Deb, like you get to know the people in the town, right? And they get to know you, and so I'm friends with Andrew, who runs Papp Productions, and so I said, hey, like, is anybody opening for Serena when she comes? And he's like, actually, you'd be perfect. And so that was just how it kind of fell into my lap, and it was perfect timing too, because I've got some really wonderful new songs to showcase. So I did that at the show, and doing that here today.
Wow, that's pretty exciting. Now, I know that you've also toured with Canada's Pink Floyd tribute band, Pigs. And can you tell us a little bit about that and how you got involved with them? And
Yeah, so I did a stint back in Toronto for a little bit, for about 8 months, and I was just full-time musician, working full-time at different places around Toronto. It was very busy, and then out of nowhere, I just got a call from a mutual friend who works for Ghostfinger Productions, which is the production company that Pigs works with. And they were like, hey, we need a singer for the Ontario leg of the tour. Do you want to just send us an audition tape? And I was like, sure. But then it was for The Great Gig in the Sky. And that's a pretty epic song. And so I was like, okay, I'll try. And then it worked out great. And it was funny because the very first show was in Sudbury. And I got there and we didn't even run through it. It was like, okay, let's just go, And I was like, oh my God, here we go. But it worked out great, and then now I'm engaged to the lead singer. So it's been a beautiful experience, and I've really loved my time with them. And we've got a couple. I think we've got a tour coming up in the spring, so that's exciting. We usually go across Canada. We go across Canada so much; it's usually twice a year, and we. I've started to get to know people along the way, and so you get to know even the people who work at the gas stations along the way on the Highway 1, Yeah. So it's a really fun experience. There's usually 9 of us on tour as well. So there's me and 8 other guys. So you can see where that one. Yeah, exactly. And it's so much fun though to be able to do that song. Especially people get really emotional. At one time I had people get in an argument, just before I was about to go on, because they're like, you're so good, go ANNEDA, and then somebody else is like, shut up and let her sing, and I'm like, oh my God, but it's so much fun. And yeah, we have a big show coming up here in Victoria, which will be on my website. So.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. you and I. Yeah. Well, on wolves together. Intertwine, yeah, forever and ever. When the right race of this world, you and I, we've seen one another more than one time or another. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, now you and I, you know, some things they rang true. Well, I can feel your lone eyes there looking at me. You bet my lone eyes are sure looking back at you. When the right race of this world, you and I, we've seen one another more than one time or another. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh,
I'd love to talk to you about the two songs that you've done so far, because they tie into an album that you're going to be releasing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, very, very excited. This is the album of pretty much my lifetime. This is the first actual LP, so the LP is like extended play, long play. So it's a full album. I've got 10/11 songs, and it's actually with one of my idols, lifetime idols, Alan Johannes, and he's from Queens of the Stone Age. He's in Them Crooked Vultures, which is with Dave Grohl and John Paul Jones, and it's really exciting, and Josh Homme, and like I'm still like flabbergasted that I was able to go down to the desert, record at Rancho de la Luna Studios, which is ZZ Top, Iggy Pop, PJ Harvey, Arctic Monkeys, Queens of the Stone Age, all, it's such a magical place. So it was just such a phenomenal experience to be able to go down there. And so I kind of like over COVID times, I just was, kind of putting it all together, and I was in contact with Alan, and I said, hey, like, my dream would be to go down there and to record with you. And he said, well, let's make this happen. And I was like, oh my God, really? I was like, what? And like, I didn't really, I shared it with my partner, Josh, and like, that was it. And I was just like over the moon about it, right? And then so I was like, okay, well, how am I gonna put this all together? Because, it costs a lot, and there's a lot of time, like things to organize. And so I got together a crowdfunding campaign, had all of my beautiful people who support me in my life and all things creative to pull together and make it happen. So I flew down there with Dale Harrison, who's the drummer originally from the Headstones. He also was a drummer for Alana Miles. And so it was really actually the two of us that went down there and kind of laid down everything with Alan Johannes. And then Dave Catching was also there because he runs the studio, and he was one of the original founders of Queens of the Stone Age as well. beautiful soul, and so it was just such a wonderful experience. And so I'm doing the finalizing of the album now here, and you know, got some extra special guests who are on the album as well. And it's really an amalgamation of old and new songs. So the very first song that you heard today was a song called Lone Wolf, which is it's really for all those lone wolves out there. It's a love song to all the lone wolves, and I'm a lone wolf. Even though you know, I keep my near and dear close to me, I've always been a real independent soul, and so it's a call, you know, for those as well. And then the second song is a song called Tidal Wave, which is actually a song written by my partner Josh, who is the singer for Pigs, the lead singer, the David Gilmour. And it's a beautiful song. He's a wonderful songwriter, and I've heard so many of his songs, and I was like, that's the one that I think would be, that I really resonate with. And so that's yeah, so that's that one. And the next ones that you'll hear are also going to be, they're all on the album, which nobody has heard yet. So it's really exciting that people get to hear it live from me. And then when I went down there, I couldn't help but rock out so hard because I had Dale on the drums, and then I had all these guitars and effects and everything available for me. So rock and roll is really deep in my soul, and like so it's really a rock and roll album with a lot of love and personal story and feeling, you know, with it. So
When do you think the album might come out?
Well, I was hoping for the fall, but I'm kind of thinking it might be the new year, because I am currently an independent artist. However, I'm building my team, so it does take time, and so I'm at the very least, I mean, the longest will probably be February. So we'll see, though, and I'll keep everybody posted, obviously.
Where can I check in on you?
Well, my website's definitely #1, which is ANNEDAmusic.com.
ANNEDAmusic.com?
Yeah, ANNEDA music.com. I got my name on the back of my jacket, actually. And you can always, ANNEDA Music everything. So, you know, Instagram, Facebook, everything, all those things. So
Great,
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
Well, yes,
Many, I could imagine.
Well, this show's all about songwriting and original music, so I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do that next.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you, guys.
I sit in the river, waiting for something to move. I wonder if it's strong enough to cut me loose. And I feel so heavy, gonna break the storm that can't be moved. Yeah. How long before, tell me how long before this tide will turn? How long until the seasons will show me what I've learned? I know what I've learned. And I feel like I'll never lose. And I feel like I'll never lose my mind. and fools they wait for no one. And this girl,
I understand with
she's
the
gotta
encouragement of
keep
Gord Downey,
on
you decided to embark on your musical
moving.
career, and you started your life quest to unite people in music and became a composer, a singer, a songwriter, guitarist, ANNEDA. Thanks for coming today.
And I feel like I'll never lose. And I feel like I'll never lose. This time, this moment, right now, here, with these beautiful people on this show, making waves with the beautiful people from Victoria and the music that we make. And I feel this I will carry on.
So is that the title track of the album? Or?
Yeah, you know it. Yeah, Wild One, that's what it's called. And it's the single. It'll be the first single released from my album, so stay tuned for that. And really, that song came about a long time before the whole album was realized. And it's really, just me being able to let loose and like kind of drop all of the anxieties and the fear and the worries about what other people think of you, and just let loose, right?
I love that part of it. One of the things I noticed on your website that I loved is it says that you write your stories of loss and love.
Yeah, yes, I do.
So what inspires you to write your original music?
Well, those two things, loss and love, are just really intense emotions, right? And I'm not gonna lie, like, music has saved my life in so many ways. I can't even tell you how many times it has. And so when I feel extreme emotions, things just come out, and that's my outlet. It's definitely music and art in general. I also paint, but it's just really, and I'm not gonna lie, like for a little while before I started writing this album, I was going through quite a bit, and I know that life goes up and down, and I had a really tough time for a little while, and I actually stopped writing, and I just painted because I didn't have a voice. It was too painful for me to even emit vocally, and so I painted, and then I did the deep dive of healing, and COVID times was actually perfect for that. And then things started to kind of come and emerge, and a glimmer of hope and a glimmer of the future and what I wanted in my life. And so really, it's really those intense emotions that come out. And for me, songwriting often is blah, and if I hit record, great, and luckily it works. So it's very rare, but I have come across a couple songs where I'm just kind of like going over and over and over, like Tom Petty, he will spend years on songs and just fine tune them over and over and over, and I'm starting to understand that sort of thing as well, which I really appreciate, because it's you're sculpting and you're molding music, right? So when you sculpt and you mold, you take a piece off here, you add an extra piece there, and until it's exactly what you want. And I feel like the key to any art piece is to know when to stop. you know.
Hard to not keep poking at it a little bit.
Exactly.
So is that how the creative process works for you? Do you find that does the music and the lyrics come at the same time, or is it lyrics first and then you do the music, or is it different every time?
That's a good
How does
question.
that work?
Yeah, thank you. Sometimes it's literally the entire song will come right out, the entire thing from beginning to end, and I don't want to change a thing. And then other times it's what I'll do is I actually have a book. I have many books of just words and like different, you know, bits and pieces of things, or whole entire poems of things, or lyrics and whatever that I think, you know, I might want to use later. And then often what I'll do is if I have a song or a beat or a vibe that I like, I'll just flip, and then I'll just randomly come to something and be like, oh, you know what, that actually fits there. So that often is my other process. So it's really kind of just two processes that I it's either all or just bits and pieces.
Thank you so much for that. It's so interesting, and we're so glad that you're here today. And
So glad too. Yeah, it's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Well, I think Deb said it all when she said thank you for coming and performing for us. We appreciate it. And for all the people that volunteer behind the cameras, thank you all very much.
thank you, everybody.
And to our producer who's locked away over there.
Absolutely.
And also, Deb, thank you for
And AJ, thank you. Thanks, everybody,
and of course
for coming.
to Shaw Spotlight. We appreciate the opportunity and look forward to the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next time on Music Makers.
I let you in on a secret, and all the little pieces that go along with it. Now the sea has been song. There's a place in the grain where the stories go, where the stories grow. I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming strong. Make way, I follow our one. Yeah, wild as the wind blows, wild as the river flows. Make way, I follow our one. Now there's something in the air today. The only constant here is change. In the midst of the depths below, there's a place where no one dares to go. I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming strong. Make way, for the wild way. Yeah, wild as the wind blows, wild as the river flows. Make way, for the wild one. Now get out the stage and rid your rage. Break out your cage, you put yourself in. Nobody